too strong that it doesn't matter. Okay, no.
So, sorry, I don't need to cut you off. I've just remembered that I did see actually a clip of Mickey X playing Xayah, and he built Hydra. And when you have a bunch of feathers stacked and they all cleave off of each other, you get insane damage on the pullback. So maybe some Ravenous Hydra shenanigans could come out in the bottom side.
Okay, I'm down. I have it like, okay, cool. Look, we've got multiple different win conditions here if you really want to. You've got this big tank that can do a huge amount of work. You've got this long-range Pokemon through from Woomin, great team fights, a lot of long-range CC to set up for those team fights as well. Like, this is just a super nice composition overall from OMG, but certainly one that is going to favor those more kind of front-to-back style of fights where they just whittle through the likes of this Renekton, get through Olaf, and then eventually you can have Eric just fly by in towards the backline onto Kepler. But SDX have been doing some pesky level 1 shenanigans and looks like they're going to continue, but will be spotted out.
Cold read them like a book. Walked straight into the bottom lane, drops a ward in the middle bush, and immediately SDX show up onto it. So really nicely done there by Cold to read the situation. There is a ward there. You can see it in what would have been Banana Brush. So they have been spotted out. OMG know exactly what's going on. And the ward actually survives, which doesn't really matter that much, but we are going to see... In fact, OMG have just warded the entire jungle here. You can see a ward over at Raptors as well, so they're going to have full information of where Yanxiang is going to be starting here.
And I like this from OMG, because looking at that mid-jungle 2v2, Yanxiang is going to want to play through Duya a lot in this early stage. It's something that he actually did a lot in the LDL as well, where you'll have this TF set up with the gold card on towards Woomi. That's where you can see the cleanse coming out from the Zoe. So having that information coming through that Yanxiang is starting topside gives a little bit more safety to Woomi and allows Aki to try and figure out this jungle pathing from Yanxiang and keep himself safe.
And this is one of the bot lanes as well, by the way, where level 2 matters a lot. If either of these bot lanes gets level 2 first and the other doesn't respect it, there will be a kill. Both of these compositions have massive kill threat. The Xayah with the pullback and the root. Obviously, Nautilus has a great level 2, but Leona, Kai'Sa especially have insane burst damage. So keep your eyes on that lane when they do hit level 2. Zaza looking for a solo kill onto Nu. Won't quite finish it off, but really, really strong trading coming out from him.
Yeah, very close to being able to take down Nu. And the good thing here for Zaza is that he's going to be able to crash this wave as well, because as you can see with Yanxiang pathing towards that bottom side, he would have been a bit overextended, so actually getting that really good trade allows him to crash that wave, which is going to be so crucial for him to keep himself safe on this weak side.
So a fairly slow start to things. As you can see, Yanxiang moving down towards the bottom side of the map here is going to be able to grab his blue buff. Aki's already here though. They are trying to bait this one out. I wouldn't be surprised if Eric gets hooked on purpose. They don't need to get hooked on purpose because the Zenith Blade connects and Cold once again is on point.
And this is just typical Aki. It's something that he did a lot in LDL as well, was just being so damn aggressive on this Graves pick, going for ganks more so than the actual just, okay, I'm going to farm up and be fine style. Like, you can see all those camps are up on his top side, but he's more interested in getting these kills, snowballing those advantages, and snowballing the rest of the team as well. But Woomin will get caught out. So this is actually pretty big now for SDX. We said already that the mid-jungle 2v2 is pretty much in their favor, but now burning that cleanse makes it so much easier for a repeat gank to happen, and then for the slows to come through from the Olaf to pick up these kills, allow Duya to get out of this lane, and maybe look to turn things around in this bottom side.
And Zaza knows that his whole team is moving up to the top side, so he's proxy farming a wave to make sure Nu cannot have a part of any of this. All of this is happening for a blue buff, by the way. The AD carries have been forgotten about. They're on the bottom side of the map. Everyone else is here for the blue buff. 4v4, baby. Full LPL style. It's taken by Yanxiang and now in for the fight. Cold on the front line. Shadow's the first one to go down. Knockups galore here. And it's SDX that look like they're falling, but there's one kill going the way of Yanxiang. And Triumph keeps him alive, but Wooming answers that one. Duya stepping forwards. Gold card. But Aki is going to be okay on this one. Wooming flashes away. Flash for Zaza to answer for the kill. Cold's completely out of mana. Aki should be able to finish this kill off. Zaza will look for a stun here, gets himself a bit of healing, but the shotgun is greater than the crop.
And that was not the fight you wanted to take as SDX. They're trying to steal away the blue buffs so then they can make things a little bit more difficult for Woomin to get control of mid lane. But The problem is your team comp just sucks in these early skirmishes, particularly around topside. Demacia doesn't have the damage to match up against Woomin, and especially when you start to add in the likes of the CC that can come through from new, come through from old as well, you don't have that damage that can come through as this Olaf, and you'll see it here. Like, the Olaf tries to go in, and this Renekton, they both just get CC'd down. You're not able to get on towards the high priority targets like Woomin, as do you here in these fights to get the CC and set up for Yansheng and for Zaza. So from that point forward, you've just got Woomin doing so much work alongside Aki, and it's easy pickings coming through for OMG.
And the hilarious thing is, after all of that, Aki gets his blue buff. He's the one that gets the kill onto Zaza. The blue buff changed hands 2 or 3 times during that fight. And Aki, it's like nothing ever happened. He gets himself his blue buff and he continues with his jungle pathing. Interesting to see the build he's going for here, though, because Noon Quiver has come on through. Not going straight into the Eclipse, not going for the lethality build that I've seen a lot of from Graves. Instead, I'd assume going for maybe the shield build.
It's the Gale Force we're seeing a lot now. Since the buffs to Gale Force, a lot of those Graves have swapped over towards the Gale Force. You still end up going towards the likes of the Collector and stuff, but you end up getting a decent amount of crit off of the build, and you just do so much damage in these fights. SDX, though, approaching this dragon, they want to scrap.
They're going to be able to find themselves a scrap, but Cold is happy to be the target. He's loving the attention, as he's going to be able to get his AD carry a double kill here. Eric is the benefactor of all of this action, and Kepler, one more shotgun blast would finish the job. Is W available? He doesn't need it. Flashes underneath the tower and takes 3 tower shots for his trouble. That route is so damn good from Kepler.
Yeah, Kepler just about managing to get himself one back, but this is the problem with SDX, is that they kind of fight and then ask questions later, and that was not a scrap that you wanted to take. You've got a bunch of kills that were already on the Kaisa, a bunch of kills that were there for Graves as well. Like, why are you trying to fight when you're Berserk Greaves versus a Noon Quiver? And I mean, the straight dirt. Like, this is just bad timing overall. Even look at the levels. Like, level 3 to level 4 of the supports, everything here is just a bad idea from SDX.
Honestly, the hilarious thing to me is, look at this from Eric. He steps up to the wall and he thinks about it for a second. He's like, yeah, is this a good idea? Yeah, why not? And then he gets rooted and does. So, you know.
Look, it's not about getting away with this. It's about showing who's in charge. It's about showing, do you know what? I don't mind if I die here. I'm putting you in your place.
Oh no, Shadow's taken the bait. He's stunned up and he will be taken down here as well. Duyu's arrived, but he's too late to the party here. And Aki is happy to step forwards towards him because Eric has Hail of Blades back up once again. The damage is coming on through. There's a trouble bubble and a lot of damage to follow it up. Another kill for Aki as he gets that with his life. 5, 0, and 5, 100% kill participation.
That bubble from Woomin was immaculate. Actually getting the portal jump to then get it through the wall. But Eric, no, you
Eric.
don't need to. You don't need to
Look,
go. They'd won. They got the thing. They did it.
I've said a lot of mean things about Eric over the last couple of months, and I'm not gonna lie, when you're this far ahead and you're doing that, you're not giving me many good reasons to sing your praises, because this is kind of an unlosable lane at this point, and he's managed to die twice in the last 2 minutes. Eric, just chill, man. Just let Graves carry. It's okay for Aki to carry this one. It's fine.
We need to find something for Eric. You know the way, like, you've got Tarzan, who's now that we're stealing Tarzan, we get Tarzan or George of the Jungle. I feel like it needs to be like Eric Cartman or another like famous Eric that does good. Like, as to which Eric we're gonna get in the game.
I don't know if I know any famous Erics. I'll think on it. I'll think on it. If anyone has any suggestions of famous
give us
Erics,
a shout. Yeah,
drop it in the Twitch chat, I guess. Well, unfortunately, I have a feeling that we're only going to be mentioning Cartman because this. I don't know, man. Eric just. It's just like the decision making. His mechanics are fine sometimes. I don't know. I don't know where I'm going with this one. Either way, it's going to be another kill up on the top side here. Cold happy to tank the tower, and that's another kill on the Zaza here. They've got the Rift Herald, so this should be the tower taken as well.
It's interesting to see how heavily OMG are playing around this bottom lane duo though, because honestly, this was not something that they did a huge amount prior to this. With Icon being in the mid lane, they were much more focused around that mid lane, trying to get him up and running. But with Aki coming in, and now you've got Cold, who looks absolutely brilliant in this tournament so far, 009 out of the 11 kills on OMG. Like, I'm not surprised to see them just try and run away with this through the bot lane.
Well, I'm not going to lie. SDX have not really read this play particularly well, have they? Because they managed to get the 3 plates in exchange for the top tower, which is a little reasonable. But then there's a Herald, so so there's 2 towers in exchange for 3 turret plates at that point. Cold has been stunned by Zaza, but Zaza's just opted into a 2v1 against a really fed Kai'Sa. Dagda, over to you.
Well, I'm, for one, looking forward to the potential of these tiebreakers, because with OMG going to have won this game, I think it's fair to say that, like, it's going to keep things spicy, because basically with OMG winning this game, they will then go into tie with FPX in second place. FPX then, or sorry, not with tying with FPX, but it essentially means that our last game of the day, FPX will have a chance to completely tie up our group with leaving everyone on 3-1. And then we get into some very strange territory where we're not really sure who's going to be able to come out on top. The tiebreaker will be decided by total game time, we found out. Which...
Well, hang on. So it's decided by head-to-head first. But then if we have a 3-way head-to-head tie, whoever has the fastest average game time goes through. So...
And the issue for our head-to-head...
OMG.
Yeah, the issue for our head-to-head is that... OMG,
right? So
OMG have lost to Rogue
FPX.
Warriors. Yeah.
OMG have beat FPX, but they've lost to Rogue Warriors. So then, if FPX beats Rogue Warriors, they'll all be on 3-1. They've all beaten one of the opponents and lost to the other. So they're a 3-way tie in score and a 3-way tie in head-to-head. At which point, we go down to who finished their games on average faster. So yeah, I have no idea who wins at that point. I guess probably FPX. At a guess.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Like, a lot of the games have been pretty quick with our top teams, so it'll be interesting to see exactly what that does turn out with. But SDX trying to make a play now on towards the top side to New, but that's an Ornn, and this is why you don't try and make a play onto Ornn.
Yep. Goodbye, minion wave. No dive available there. And we'll see now there's a play towards the mid lane as Cold is going to follow up. Great ult coming out from Aki at the collateral damage there. Root doesn't connect from Kepler. And, well, another fight going the way of OMG. In the meantime, Wooming just taking towers in the bottom side. Was able to just chip away at that one. There are still tower plates, by the way. This feels like further into the game than it actually is. OMG are just accelerating so damn quickly.
And the thing is, they're only going up from here, right? I mean, they're already super, super strong, but you've got the Kraken Slayer completed now for Eric. I'm looking towards that mid lane as well for Woomin. He should be able to finish Luden's Tempest on this back. And when you're this far ahead, I wouldn't be surprised to see him just go straight in towards the likes of the Horizon Focus, which has just been such a nice item for the additional burst that it offers the Zoe, where you get the CC and that increases your damage. So I think Woomin from this point on is hitting pretty high on that one-shot potential.
Yeah, and when we're talking about itemization as well, it's interesting to see that Aki did actually go with the shield bow build rather than the Gale Force,
yeah.
Which I think is mostly just down to the fact that, look, there's a Renekton and an Olaf both running in here. You're kind of frontlining a little bit as the Graves, so
I think also
maybe just looking for survivability here.
Exactly, and it's just, as you said, like survivability, which is fantastic when you're looking to snowball. Like the extra lifesteal in that you're going to get is just going to make it so much more difficult to try and take you down. And when you're this far ahead, it's not like you're hurting for damage. So just get a little bit of defense in there and you're good to go.
Just look at the junglers. He has a full item ahead. He just basically one-shot Kepler there. Doesn't have his ult available, but he actually might go down here. This is going to be a huge shutdown. Goes the way of Duya, which is pretty nice for the side of SDX. They're going to get themselves a second kill here. Eric goes in, trying to make the play for himself. Doesn't have the damage to finish it off. CC now as the trouble bubble comes across. Zaza into the mix, gets one. Onto Eric to finish that one off. And SDX might be able to clean up despite Wooming the last man standing. And there's nothing Zoe can do to clear this up.
Yeah, I mean, a bit of an overstay and an overextension coming in from OMG. Eric in particular going in for the 1v3 with the TP on the way. Might have been a bit overzealous. That'll be the third death that you may not have wanted to go in that far, but either way, SDX clear up the fight. They'll not be able to get too much out of this because there's kind of wounds on both sides, but overall, this is just OMG feeling how far they are ahead and fighting off a bit more damage.
Yeah, a little bit of an overextension there from Aki as well. He thought he could finish the kill onto Kepler, and then Cold goes in to try and finish the kill onto Kepler as well. Like, everyone really, really wanted that kill, but he's a Zaya, so very, very slippery, very hard to take down. And at the end of the day, if teleports and global ultimates available for SDX, they can react really well to these kind of points.
And you're basically at the point here where it's like, as for Eric, it's like, I hope you didn't like moving, because once you do end up in that situation, you've got so much CC from Nautilus, from the Renekton, from Duya. So you do have to be a little bit careful as Eric as to how deep you want to go. But with the advantages that OMG have built up, he's got a little bit of wiggle room, but needs to still be a little bit wary.
All right, well, Aki grabs himself a Rift Herald, and you mentioned that the item difference between junglers. And just before that fight happened, I just wanted to point out that Aki was a full collector up over Yansheng. Like, literally an entire legendary item ahead in the jungle. That is a brutal lead. And now he's going to be able to do the blue buff. Wooming should be able to move over and grab this one for himself. Wooming, as you mentioned before, Luden's Tempest now finished for him. So he is going to be hitting like a truck. Has the tier 2 boots as well, which are very important for Zoe to have that spell pen. And across the board here, we just have massive, massive item leads for OMG. And even though it feels like Eric is playing maybe a little more aggressive than he needs to, it doesn't matter because they are so far ahead that they really can just play as aggressively as they want.
And this is the play that OMG get to make now. Rift Herald mid, get yourself control of this dragon area, or just kill everyone.
Knockups galore here coming out from Noob, but he might have gone too far. We'll survive for now. In goes, I believe that's Eric on the front line. It's taken down once again. I don't know, man. Eric needs... Oh, wait, it wasn't Eric.
It's cold. It was cold. We're okay.
I can't read. It's okay. It's going to be a triple kill for Eric. As I'm trying to insult him, he's cleaning up the fight. I apologize, Eric. You are the better AD carry. I take it all back. Kepler now finds himself in a 1v1 with Ornn. And Aki arrives with the shotgun to finish it all off. There's a Drake to boot, 20-9 on the scoreboard.
But you still have the Rift Herald mid. You have the Rift Herald mid. They've just taken an inhibitor turret. Like, they are so far ahead. It is unbelievable. Like, the entire time this is happening, you've just got Rift Herald lackadaisically moving in, and SDX again getting ahead of themselves, where they're engaging, where they don't even have Kepler in the fight. They are in a 4 versus 5, but Kepler completely zoned, and with the gold deficit they already have, they need every little bit of help they can get. Unfortunately, though, overextend. And you'll see it here. Like, Kepler gets zoned away nicely by the Kai'Sa and also by Wooming here. And from that point forward, it's 4 versus 5 with your main source of damage not in this fight. And SDX, fortunately, get picked off while they're losing their inhibitor turret.
Yeah. And, well, that's the kind of gold swing that you don't come back from. That's, what, 7,000 gold ahead now with 3 Drakes as well. OMG are in total and utter control of this game. They're going to have supers pushing in the mid lane, so now they can prioritize their side lanes if they want, but they already have both of those tier 2s. At the 18-minute mark here, they could do Baron if it was up yet. But it's not, because we're at 18 minutes. So.
Look, they heard that they needed to speedrun this. They're going for any percent here. You don't need Barons, you don't need anything. All you need to do is kill that Nexus. So, Wooming sitting off on this top side. Cold!
Yeah, he doesn't need the team. He's not waiting for backup. He's going in. Eric is here, has ult available. He's going to dash over the wall, straight up towards everybody. He's trying to clean this one up, and might just be able to. The Kraken Slayer doing so much work for him. Q's on through, and Eric might even survive. No, taken down by Zaza in the end. But you know what?
Is that game?
If Eric is happy to trade his life for the entire game, I'm on board with that play. 24-10, a 19-minute victory right here, as we might as well be looking at Damwon versus G2. This is a beautiful victory from the side of OMG and a dominant snowball, and that is going to lower their average game time.
That is definitely going to bring it back in line with where they want to be. So maybe not as confident as to who's going to be able to pick up that that earliest game time. But damn, OMG, that was just to keep it. But you get up again.
Hey, look, he did a lot of damage, so
he did. He certainly did. And look, I mean,
statistically
we're having
based analysis here.
Yeah,
he's a
look.
great
We're
player.
having a bit of fun, but either way, Eric actually did his job. Like getting on towards that back line, being able to fling himself